Welcome back in. Well, as former President Teddy Roosevelt, who once said comparison is a thief of joy, I think Bama head coach Nick Saban would probably concur, but that's especially true when it comes to your finances. So how can you keep your eyes on your own plan without trying to, keep up with the Joneses? Marshall Clay with the Welch Group joins us now to talk about comparisons and finances, how to make it work for you. Good to see you this morning, Marshall.
Hey, good to see you, Mike.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. It is difficult for some people. It's just human nature to try to compare yourself to others, but that can be at your own peril.
You're right. I mean, it's only natural, right? I mean, I'm as guilty of this as anybody. When you go into the gym and you work out for a couple hours, and,
Yeah.
and then you walk out and you see a guy like Mike Deverly walk in.
Oh,
It doesn't make you feel all that great about yourself, right? But in the world of finance, it's very easy to do that, right? I mean, we all are working day in, day out. We feel really good about what we've accomplished, what we're accumulating, and then we hear about our neighbor and what's going on with them, right? And so it's very easy to get lured into potentially taking, maybe more risk than we have to take. So there's a couple of keys here, and I would
Okay.
say it applies not only to finance but life in general. Is just establish your own personal benchmarks. If that's a physical goal, if it's a professional goal, whatever it may be, establish your own personal benchmarks and don't be distracted by the goals and the objectives of others. The second thing I would say is, and this kind of goes along with your Nick Saban analogy, is build belief in your strategy, build belief in the process, to kind of quote Nick Saban. And I'm a big believer that belief only comes with action. You've got to put in the work, right? You got to do the research. If you're talking about investing, you have to understand what it is that you own. If it's mutual funds or if it's individual companies, understand the risk that you're taking, your ratio of stocks to bonds, understand the companies that you own. And then over time, you'll build belief in those particular assets. And then last, and probably the most important, the most difficult, is just stay patient. I tell people all the time, I say a process can only work if you give it time to work. So be patient, let some time pass. Don't get emotional about it. And things will typically work out pretty well for you.
And I know this is going to apply to a lot of people who may invest in 401ks, but listen, there are a lot of people who seen what happened recently in the news, and they see some people making money, and they're like, well, it is easy to do this, and it is easier. There are a lot of new apps out there. There are a lot of companies now that allow you to invest online. So what about somebody who wants to jump into the game, and think they can duplicate what others have done?
Well, I mean, I would say just be very leery of any sort of get rich quick scheme, right? I mean, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. And no offense to the media, but sometimes the media, you like to sort of push the good news story, the get rich quick story, and that's great. It's great entertainment, but I think sometimes you have to understand that for most people, it's going to be kind of a slow grind. So my advice to your viewers would be to start slow. Develop a small goal, small strategy. Start slow, and over time, you'll build the wealth that you need to build to live the way that you want to live for the rest of your life.
All right, thank you, Marshall Clay from the Welch Group, and we need to talk about inflation next segment too, because that looks like it's very much a big threat down the road. All right, thank you,
Absolutely.
Marshall. Appreciate it. All right, still ahead
All
down
right.
the Good Day Buzz. Why one